They say the first million is the hardest, but you know what? That's a lie. If you are watching this, your first million is a distant dot on the horizon. It's a nice dream, but the real dragon you have to slay, the actual financial wall that stops 90% of people from ever building real wealth, it's the first $100,000. I'm not here to tell you to skip your morning coffee. We are going to talk about the psychology of why that first six figures feels impossible, and the specific tactical roadmap to break through the wall. Let's get into it. The curse of small numbers. Why is this specific number such a barrier? It's not just about the money, it's about math, specifically the curse of small numbers. Imagine you have $1,000 invested. Even if you're the next Warren Buffett and you score a 20% return in a year, which is insanely good, you've made $200. That's a nice weekend. It's not life-changing. You can't quit your job on $200. But let's fast forward. You fight, you save, you grind, and eventually you get to $100,000 invested. Now, a 20% return isn't $200, it's $20,000. That's a new car. That's a down payment on a duplex. That's 6 months of freedom to start a business. When your money is working for you at $100,000, it starts producing returns that look like your salary. When it's below that, it produces returns that look like a birthday check from your grandma. The money you save at the beginning isn't really investing. It's just slowly filling up a bucket. It's boring, it's hard, and that is why most people quit. The two levers. So how do we get from 0 to that magic number? There are only two levers. You can pull the first lever or you can pull the second. Most people try to pull the first, fail, and give up. Lever 1 is the rate of return. This is what the media sells you. The 10 stocks to buy now. The crypto moonshots. The day trading. Here's the truth. When you have $5,000, the rate of return lever is almost useless. You can grind charts for 40 hours a week, hit a home run, turn that $5,000 into $7,000. That's great, but you still can't buy a house. And you probably lost money because you gambled. Lever 2 is the savings rate. This is the superpower nobody talks about. It's not about what the market gives you, it's about what you keep. If you're earning $50,000 a year and the average person saves maybe 5%, that's $2,500 a year. At that rate, hitting $100,000 takes 20 years, assuming the market doesn't crash. It feels hopeless. But what if you get weird about it? What if you get obsessed? What if you get to a 30%, 40%, or even 50% savings rate? The hustle phase. To get to $100,000 fast, you have to act like your life depends on it. This is the blue-collar phase of wealth building. When I was going for my first $100,000, I realized a math trick. Cutting expenses is good, but increasing income is exponential. You can only cut your Netflix and your rent so much. You can't cut your way to 0, but you can earn your way to the moon. So you need a bridge. You need the main job, the one that pays the rent and the health insurance. But to fill that bucket fast, you need the side gig. This isn't a passive income scam. This is sweat equity. It's delivering food on the weekend. It's freelancing on Upwork. It's flipping furniture on Facebook Marketplace. It's doing the grind that your friends are too proud to do. You take that extra $300, $500, $1,000 a month and you don't buy a nicer car. You don't buy a newer iPhone. You throw it into the bucket. You are shoveling money into that S&P 500 index fund like it's coal into a furnace. The snowball effect. This is where the psychology shifts. For the first 3 years, it feels like pushing a boulder up a hill. You're at $10,000. You slip back to $8,000 because the car breaks down. You get to $25,000. It feels like it's taking forever. But then something magical happens, usually somewhere between years 3 and 5. You hit $50,000. Now, your contributions are still huge. You're still working that side hustle. But suddenly, the market is doing the heavy lifting. You check your account one day, and you're up $800 for the month without doing anything. That feels better than a paycheck because you didn't trade time for it. You hit $75,000. A bad week in the market might swing your portfolio by $2,000. A few years ago, a $2,000 swing would have broken you. Now it's just a Tuesday, and then it happens. One random Tuesday, you log in, and the number says $101,470. Why the second is easier? Here is the psychological breakthrough I want you to remember. Getting from $0 to $100,000 is 90% discipline and 10% returns. Getting from $100,000 to $200,000 is 90% returns and 10% discipline. Once you cross that line, the system perpetuates itself. The snowball finally has enough mass. It starts picking up snow all by itself. At $100,000, if you save $1,000 a month and the market does its historical average of 7 to 10%, you will hit $200,000 in about 5 years. But it won't feel like 5 years, because by year 2, you won't even be paying attention anymore. You'll be focused on the next goal. So if you're watching this and you're at 0 or in debt or stuck at $15,000, I need you to understand something. The struggle you feel right now is not a punishment. It is the initiation fee. The reason the first $100,000 is the hardest is because it requires you to change who you are. It requires you to become the kind of person who values their future self more than their current comfort. Stop looking at the stock price. Stop looking for the magic coin. Look at your income. Look at your savings rate. Get weird. Get aggressive. Fill the bucket. Because once you hit that $100,000 mark, the game changes forever. If you're on the journey to your first $100,000, drop a comment below and let me know your current goal. I read them all. And if you'll want to know the exact strategy I use to fill the bucket fast, watch this video right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.